Welcome to Overtime on Inferno, your weekly roundup of all the biggest stories in CSGO, quicker than British Counter-Strike can die. I don't even know if it was really alive.
What is dead may never die.
Was dead may never die. You can rate us at the end, rate and review us at the end of the episode. That would really help us. My name is Logan. This is AZS. Let's get into it. We have one important topic today, and basically everything else after that's just like some line items. Blast Premier World Finals starting. We have, which supposedly is actually the big one. Not that I would ever know that from Blast's tournament naming, but supposedly this is the important one. So 8 teams are in this.
Yep, it's a stacked lineup. Like, I mean, the top 4 teams in the world are in it. Of the 8 teams, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just taking gum out of my mouth.
Oh, I see. It looked like
Yeah,
you
no.
lost something.
So top 4 teams. There's 6 of the top 10, and then OG and G2. So here's the problem with this event, and I'm gonna go with the problem first, and then we'll go into the good bits. This event is like comprised of teams through the whole year, and it's supposed to be like the pinnacle of the year, and like all the best teams from the year are here. But then also like G2 and OG are here, and they've looked like shit recently. So like, sure,
Yeah.
Blast ranking system.
Yeah.
Like there was an article, who I can only assume it was by Harry.
It was Striker, I think.
It wasn't okay.
Which
It felt like a Harry article.
is a word I try not to say on
It's
podcasts
not
because I go really brummy
wait.
when I say his name.
I can't even. Oh, here it is. Okay, it is a Strike article. It's not a Harry article. It felt like a Harry article to me.
It's moaning, so I assumed it was Harry, but I checked it is Striker.
But basically, they have this like leaderboard based on doing things good, and like OG was at the top because they just made it to the top 4 in tournaments. They didn't win anything. I mean, particularly good this year. They were just consistently okay.
Yeah.
But
The problem is, right, if not OG, who do you have there? Because
So-
every other team has pretty big fucking
So let's talk
question
about this.
marks.
So there are 3 teams here that got through on Blast ranking. Okay,
Yep.
Liquid was the last team
Yep.
to get through on Blast ranking,
Fine with
but
that.
they deserve to be here. Like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they deserve to be there. It's a better show because they're there. Deserve is a very strong word.
They are a better team than the other team,
Yes.
so I don't. This system's stupid, okay? But the next 2 teams on the list are ENCE,
Yep.
who I'd say are better than G2 or OG right now.
It's splitting hairs. And are also kind of dog shit.
NIP,
also just like, come on.
Astralis.
Look, I've seen OG this year beat FaZe in a best of 3.
So here's the problem, right?
That is enough for me to say they're at the same sort of level as ENCE at the moment.
Yeah. So Striker puts on a very important bit here, which he has a nice graphic that I'll visualize for you with words. His question is, which is the better team of this year? ENCE and OG. So Premier Spring Groups, OG got first, third in, but ENCE wasn't there because partner teams. Cato, both were 13, 16. Pro League Season 15, ENCE was second. OG wasn't there. PGL Major Antwerp, ENCE third, fourth. OG was not there. IEM Dallas, second. OG was not there. Blast Premier Spring Final, ENCE was fifth, sixth. OG was third, fourth. That's splitting hairs at that point. Cologne, 13, 16 for ENCE. OG, not there. Premier Fall Groups, ENCE wasn't there. Again, partner. No, not a partner. OG, first, third. Pro League, the rest of the shit doesn't really matter. They ended better in Rio than OG, but you go down the list and it's like.
So I have 2 things. One, ENCE at the first half of the year are not the ENCE that exist now. Like they are very, very different teams.
Yes, but I agree.
But yeah, I understand it's supposed to be a culmination of the year. Whatever, fine. Secondly, of course, Blast are favoring their partner teams. Like, that's the point. What would be the point of being a partner team otherwise? It's like, oh, the format's flawed. They're favoring the teams who pay money to. Yes, that is the point. I mean,
I
this is why like fucking ranking. This is why seeding is fucking nonsense because it's all based on what somebody thinks.
I have stated this at least once on this podcast. I will state it again. Everyone should use the same fucking ranking.
Yeah.
And it should be HLTVs because HLTV, well, your choices are ESL ranking, Blast ranking, or HLTV. And HLTV is the only one that doesn't run a tournament.
No, I use my own internal ranking
Okay,
because that's the
you
only way
can
to
use
rank teams.
you can use the Read TLDR vibe ranking, patent
Yeah.
pending, but like,
You should just rate teams off vibes. It makes much more sense. It's like, oh,
but
they did better at this event. Oh, they did better at this event. Oh, but just use your vibes. Like, use your internal vibe data and figure out who's got the better vibes. That's why you don't vote against Spirit at majors. Their vibes are immaculate at majors. You just feel it coming off them. You're like, it's Chopper at major. It's just got those vibes.
So basically, the TLDR of my little rant is Blast ranking sucks, tournament ranking sucks.
All rankings
Fix
suck.
it. Yeah,
it's all pointless. I mean, currently Heroic are the best team in the world. They don't even have their full 5 according to HLTV. Like,
yeah, all right. Let's get
the only event Heroic win is when outsiders aren't there. They aren't better than outsiders.
Let's go through and talk about the actual important bits of this tournament, which is who's there, who's playing, and why do you care? Or maybe you don't care, which understandable.
Look, if you're going to care about Blast at any point, now is a good time to.
Yeah. So teams that are here, Heroic. They qualified by winning Blast Fall Final 22, which was like 3 weeks ago, and they won because Outsiders wasn't there. Speaking of Outsiders, they are also here. They are here because they won the major. FaZe, they are here because they won ESL Pro League Season 15. NAVI is here because they won the Spring Final 22. Liquid here from ranking. Vitality is here from Pro League Season 16. G2 and OG are both here due to ranking. So basically, any big event of the year, not Cologne or Cato, but both Pro Leagues, both Blast Fall Finals, and the major. One of the majors, that is, actually. Antwerp is not here, interestingly.
Well, isn't that just because FaZe won it?
I was going to say, I guess FaZe won.
So it doesn't matter.
It says that they are attending because of Pro League Season 15, but like...
Yeah. It's like when a team wins the League Cup and the Premier League. It's like they cut the spot for the League Cup just goes to somebody else because the team who won it are already in.
Yeah. So let's talk about the opening matches. So we have them. Thank God this tournament is actually a decent format. Some Blast tournaments have not been. So we have 2 groups of 4, and we'll get 3 people going out, 3 teams from each of these groups going to playoffs. First seeds will play the winner of 2 threes. Normal, 2 group round robin, not round robin, 2 group bracket kind of thing. So our opening matches are Outsiders and Liquid, which will take place on Thursday. So
which is a
day after this podcast comes out. FaZe G2, which actually is kind of an underrated banger.
It's always fun because both teams, like G2 versus a good team is always fun because either like Nico and Hunter show up and it's a fucking like it's a brawl, absolute banger because it's Nico and Hunter and Monacy against like a genuinely good team, or they don't. G2 get flattened and you get to watch Nico be really sad. It's brilliant either way.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. But both teams are kind of on the decline a little bit, and I hesitate to say on the decline for FaZe because I'm not convinced yet. But neither team has looked. Neither team has looked incredible recently. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a banger. Just you would, if you asked me to be either, would that be a banger? I'd say yes, but for very different reasons.
It could be a brilliant game. It could be a terrible game, but either way, somebody is losing, and that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Heroic against OG, which by all means should be a Heroic stomp.
Yeah, I mean, again, Heroic are playing without Stown, which could cause some issues, but Yeah,
We
this
talked.
OG roster hasn't clicked.
Yeah, we talked ad nauseum about config being put into down rolls that it may not make as much of an effect as we
It
as,
should
as
be
it.
a pretty simple like for like switch, but
Yeah,
we'll see. Stound's really
we'll see.
good.
Yeah. And then Navi versus Vitality, which is the most toss up match in the year for me of the first set.
Oh no, Navi should win that quite easily.
You think so?
Vitality have been
Yeah, but
not
Navi.
good. Not good
It
recently.
depends what Zywoo we see, man.
He's still like,
Depends on the Zywoo.
but like if Zywoo and Simple both show up, Simple is better, and his
Yeah.
team's better. So
Yep.
it has to be a case of Simple not really showing up and Zywoo showing up, I think, for them to win.
So we basically we have brackets. So Group A, if it is going to be the Outsiders Liquid match and the FaZe G2 match. Group B is the Heroic OG match and Navi Vitality. Let's take our guesses ahead of time now, I think. Group A, Outsiders Liquid, FaZe G2, first, second, third, and fourth.
Super tough group to call.
Yeah, see, this is the problem, right? Is this group has teams that all could win this tournament.
Yeah, like if G2 are the fourth best team in a group, it's a stacked fucking group. And I don't like G2, but that is a ridiculously stacked group. Outsiders, FaZe, but it's because Twists drops like 90 in 2 maps to not Liquid out.
So 3 teams make it through. So Liquid would be the third.
Oh, right, yeah, that's fine then. That's okay then. I thought I was having to decide between FaZe or Liquid right now.
So the way this works is that team play opening round happens, which is that first set of best of threes. Whoever wins either of those matches gets through the playoffs.
Right, okay.
Because they're either the first or the second seed from the group, and then the lower finals, so the 2 losing teams, they play to get whoever's the third seed.
Right.
Third seed plays the second seed from the other group. First seeds get a bye.
So it's G2 versus Liquid is the deciding game. Okay. I can do that.
G2 versus Liquid should be the lower final if you have faith in Outsiders.
I have to. I'm so deep now on Outsiders. I have to have faith in them.
And then the other group, which is the little worse group, Heroic OG, and then Navi Vitality. So that
should be OG Vitality, which feels like a game I've watched 100 times before.
In the lower finals, it should be OG Vitality, not in the upper finals.
Yeah.
Let's make this clear.
I feel like I've seen OG Vitality so many times before, but this one, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Both of them are a bit shambolic at the moment, which is kind of fun.
It's just a weird match.
Yeah, and if it's not that, it'll be even more fun.
It's just weird.
I love Counter-Strike, man. This game's great.
We
should keep this going for like another 10 years.
I'm down, man.
It's just great.
So playoffs would look a little something like we'd probably have a Liquid against what's your bet on the Heroic Navi game?
Heroic.
Okay, so a Liquid Navi game in the quarterfinals.
Config's due a like mental game. He's gonna have one. I feel like it's going to be versus Navi.
Okay, so that gives us a Liquid Navi quarterfinals, which is just guaranteed to be a banger because every time these teams play, it's a banger. I'm gonna say Liquid wins that just because I look back to the major when Liquid won that. So I'm going with recency bias here. I
like Liquid. They have issues, but they have so much rifle power.
You could say Navi wins that, and I'd be okay with that. Like, that match.
It's basically like, I think, and this is really difficult. It's like, I don't know if it's a hot take, but Liquid have more rifle firepower than Navi,
which is impressive because Navi
which is impressive because they have bit and electronic.
Yeah,
and Perfecto went bad.
Yeah.
But really I do think your Kindar Elige Naf might be better. But Simple versus OC.
Yeah.
Don't think it's a hot take to suggest Simple is better. By a quite noticeable difference. There's a tiny,
Yeah,
tiny, tiny bit of a massive difference between them.
just a small
Just
amount.
a really small, massive difference between them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I mean, that's the issue. It's like, will Simple just kill 4 of your riflers as you run into the bomb site, or does he get overwhelmed?
probably
Yeah,
there's probably a bunch of rounds
when I
that's what
said
it
that out
is.
loud, I was like, actually, yeah, no, I do think Navi are going to win because I've just said that out loud. I don't think
Um,
they can stop Simple.
but again, we saw Liquid beat Navi in the major. Like this is a doable match from either end of it. This will be a banger,
Yeah.
assuming things occur as we expect them to. That match is a banger. The other match would be FaZe against the winner of OG Vitality. So FaZe. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a world in
I
which
think
OG.
whoever comes second out of Outsiders or FaZe beats OG or Vitality.
Yeah.
I cannot see OG or Vitality upsetting Outsiders. I can't do. I can't see him upsetting FaZe, to be honest. But
No.
if FaZe lost to BNE, that does have to be like, if you're OG or Vitality, you come against FaZe in a best of 3. Like, yes, they've won everything. Yes, Carrigan is a brilliant in-game leader. Yes, they have Rops and Twists. They lost a best of 3 to Bad News Eagles at the major. Like, do you know how insane that is? Like, that has to give you so much confidence. Like, you could just look at it and go, oh, they're beatable. They're really beatable.
Like, they have a weakness. Let's find it.
No
Let's
matter
use
how
it.
good
Like,
we think they are, the blueprint is there. That has to give you a lot of confidence.
it's weird, man. All right, so that leaves us with a semifinals of FaZe. I'm not gonna give games because we're digging deep down the projection rabbit hole here. Yeah. So Outsiders, Liquid, or Outsiders, FaZe, Liquid or Navi.
Liquid. Let's go. Fuck it. We
Fuck it,
gotta
Liquid.
lock in one non-top
So
14 for the top 4.
so
Otherwise, we
that
are just boring, aren't we?
here's our interesting thing, right? Outsiders, Liquid, FaZe, Heroic. So 3 Group A teams, and then Heroic.
Well, the thing is, like, look, if we just say Navi, we've just got the top 4 teams in the world as the top 4. We can't have that. We've got to go all in on at least one vague underdog.
We've
which is
gone
Liquid,
in,
which is barely an underdog anyway.
Yeah, we've gone all in on Liquid once this year, and it didn't turn out well. So
Backfired spectacularly. You might as well do it again. Because the problem is, if we stop doubling down on them, they'll win an event and we'll look really silly. So we just have to keep doubling down until they win. We go, we told you so.
We're gonna have the NIP conundrum here of them. It's just not like every
thank
time
God they're not here, because you'd have you just have to assume they were going to win the whole thing, because it would make no sense.
So one of those teams, guaranteed with a TLDR seal of approval, will win that match. Will win the Blast Finals. One of these 8 teams will win.
I have to go for Outsiders to win it. I don't think saying anyone else makes any sense. Heroic have a stand-in. Navi and FaZe just don't look as good as Outsiders do at the moment. Like, I have to believe Outsiders are going to win it, and I think any other answer requires more justification.
All right, let's talk about another problem with this event. Abu Dhabi. That's where this event is being held. I want to talk about one thing in specifically. The fucking time zones.
Yeah, it's not good for me, at least.
Do you know when the Liquid Outsiders game is on?
It's like 6 a.m. for me. So
1 a.m.
Yeah,
it's 1 a.m. for me.
Honestly, I'd prefer a 1 a.m. than a 6 a.m. But
yeah, but that's the first match.
Yeah,
the last match is at
issue,
10 a.m. It's like I get to watch Liquid Outsiders, like the first map, because it's a work day and I have to be at work the next day and stuff. And then I wake up and go to work and, well, I guess the last game's on. Like, that's where we're sitting at now. It's terrible. Don't hold events in bad time zones.
Today, as we're recording this, we recorded about 5 p.m.
UK time.
UK time. I woke up an hour before that. So 6 a.m., that is not happening. 9 a.m., that isn't happening either. 12 p.m., let's not fuck around. I'm not seeing that either. So I might see the 4th game of the day. Oh, fucking
I
hell.
can't even say that I'll get the first half and you get the second half because we're
We're
basically
almost on
don't
the
hold.
same time zone, except despite the fact that you're 5 hours behind, you're still like less shifted than I am.
Yeah,
I go to bed and
basically,
wake up later than you do.
here's the thing: stop holding tournaments in shitty time zone areas. Okay, even like Korea, Japan is a better time zone than this for us.
It's still not great.
It's not great, but I think it's better for me at least. Like
Yeah, I mean
it's
they're
it's
not holding it in
12 hour
Abu
shot.
Dhabi for the pleasure of the viewer, are they? Let's be honest.
No, um,
I'm not going to
we
speculate as to what
yeah,
the exact reason is.
yeah.
But
I wasn't
it's certainly
wasn't
not
planning
for
on
the
jumping into
time
there.
zone.
Wasn't planning on jumping in there. We got a little other things that are happening. So you wanted to talk about CCT North America, which, as we talked about last week, we give about zero fucks about CCT, but
Yeah.
this one
So
had an interesting thing in it as well.
I mean I don't care about this. I only like most good Englishmen. I only care about the US enough to laugh about them. And in CCT North America, you know Complexity, everyone's favorite team. They may or may not have lost to Nouns in a semi-final. That's Nouns who had a player announce their departure, I think, 1 day before the semi-final. They've been playing with a bit of a stand-in lineup. The Nouns who qualified to the NARMR and was on a good run and was beating good teams. The one player remains from that. This is Cynic, Stamina, Carson backwards, B Wills, and CJ. It's just not really allowed. Like they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Complexity. This isn't good. You're supposed to at least be dominant fucking domestically, and they were until they played against Nouns.
Nouns is just too good. We
I mean,
need verbs.
they dropped Mat 1 to Team 1 as well.
Yeah, I think
It
complexity is
wasn't
kind of
even
just.
like a mouths pop off.
I don't know why, but I feel like this is end of the year, tired, let's go to sleep kind of vibes. That's what I'm getting from them, and I know that's not what you should be getting from them, but
well, you'd almost allow them if they'd woke up at any point during the year.
yeah, I don't know, man. This
I want to like the Complexity team, but you can't be fucking dropping. You can't be losing 2-0 to fucking Nouns in a semi-final. It's not on.
yeah, yeah, none of this like, yeah. Now Nouns is an American favorite team just because they're fun, and they're kind of all over the place. But like this
Yeah, well, they were quite an interesting team with the original 5 they had. I mean, George Snorts is an excellent player, but he, like everyone else,
he's not there
like
anymore,
everyone else in the US, got snapped up by EG.
by one of the 17 EG teams. Yeah,
I'm not even going to try and pretend I remember which team he's on.
I think it's EG Black, but
he should probably be on the main team. From the few games I've seen of him, he could be on the main team, and you wouldn't notice.
Brother, I could be on the main team. It wouldn't be any better. Yeah.
I saw him like put Imperial to the sword. He was nasty.
So yeah, complexity just looks like shit at the end of the year. I'm not going to mince words about this. They just get him next year? Question mark. Jerry Jones money. Let's maybe like do something good with it, because the last couple complexity teams have not been. And I want to like complexity. Like I can't believe I'm saying I want to like this Jerry Jones back team. Like Cowboys, the worst, but like. I want to like complexity. They have such good personalities on it, right? Like Floppy is just the best NA has to offer, other than NAF, in like terms of just like personality. It's an opposite of NAF's.
I was gonna say he beats NAF in terms of personality. But
NAF's personality is just.
Yeah, that's not a personality. That's a nap.
For those of you on audio only, I just napped in my chair for a moment.
I honestly think the audio would have made sense to them, because it just sounded like you slapping the back of your chair.
All right, we got two more things. First of all, Into the Breach, famed UK team, with a Swedish opera. No
Wow,
longer a
not
thing.
anymore.
Yeah.
So we covered this very briefly at the end of the last episode because it happened as we were closing. Um, but I do think it's worth sort of covering because like it is probably the best team outside. Well, I guess we had Endpoint, but it was one of the better UK teams that they built something over time that's ended up being pretty good. It was Draken's return, a little bit less fanfare than Kiebe's, but actually very similar story to Endpoint. They had a European star who came away, rethought his plans, and came back. It looked like they were actually starting to make some waves, and then yeah, they've cut the project. I will say Adam, the in-game leader, seems to have a knack for building like, at least half decent teams. It's not the first time he's done it, and he does seem like somebody who at least knows a little bit what he's fucking doing, which is quite encouraging as somebody who like I would like to see a good English UK team at some point. I'm very skeptical it will happen, but like it's nice when we have like a team approaching the top 30 at least.
Thinking about being in the top
Yeah,
30.
like look,
Yeah.
the NA has been good-ish and then has like fallen off, so it's just funny to laugh at them. We haven't even been good, so it's like it's just quite heartwarming when we're even like vaguely decent. Um,
You're
it's
just
still kind,
vaguely,
it's
you're
still
just
kind
thinking
of
about being
depressing.
okay.
Yeah, it's still kind of depressing, but like we might have needed a Swedish Orpa, but then like, Complexity have got a Norwegian Orpa, and they're no better than Into the Breach
Yeah.
either. So yeah,
It's
I just want to say keep doing. I like to shout out Adam because he is actually doing some decent work. It seems every time I see one of his teams, they seem to like grow over time, which is exactly what you're looking for out of an in-game leader.
2 more bits for the day. This is a weird week in Counter-Strike. It's just calm before the storm kind of stuff. Navi is hosting a charity tournament that we talked about very quickly before the show for the Ukrainian Medication Hospital Fund or something like that, as part of their like Navi's birthday celebration. The important bit on this, though, is that this will be a fun charity tournament to watch because they're not bringing in full teams. So they're bringing in people from teams such as ENTS, FaZe, Liquid, Fnatic, Navi, Mouse, Astralis, Vitality, and Big. I was looking at those names. I don't know why it took me so long to read them. But they're taking players from those teams and creating new teams with names like Team One Shot, which will be comprised of 5 Oppers, Team Rush A Rush B, which is 5 IGLs, Team You Shall Not Pass, and Team Go Kill, which are support players and riflers. So basically, it's going to be a clusterfuck and hilarious.
It should
That's
be
all I have to say on
chaos.
the matter.
Although I will say, the Orpa team I think has Zoe and Simple on it.
Yes, but Team Go Kill theoretically should have Yakindar and Elige on it, as well as like maybe I don't know any right. Maybe it has twists on it, man. If FaZe is there, like the problem is we don't know who like. There's 9 teams announced to have players in this event,
right,
but there's only 4 actual teams, so not every player from every team is participating. I'd be willing to bet that all of the Navi guys are.
Yeah,
maybe not the Russian Navi guys, but still, like I'd be willing to bet that the Navi
it'll
guys
be
will probably
Simple, Bit, Perfecto, and
Simdayoung.
Simdayoung.
I think it's just Electronic that is Russian.
Yeah.
But I'd
also, Electronic would be cheating in this because he'd be in the in-game leader team, which doesn't seem fair.
I mean, you can put Mezzi in the in-game leader team.
Yeah, true. Look, I like Mezzi. Think he's a fantastic player. Is he Electronic?
No.
He's not that far off, but
I think here's the important question. What team does Twist go into? The support player team or the rifler team?
Twist would be a rifler.
Are you sure?
He's too good to be a support.
He plays support on FaZe.
Well, the problem is Carrigan plays support on FaZe. Rain would be the entry, and then Twist would be. I don't know.
Don't say star. Don't say the star.
Yeah, he sort of is.
Rops
He definitely
exists as
should
well.
be. Well, no, but Rops is like super passive, and so is
FaZe is
Brody.
weird. We've talked about FaZe a lot.
We,
FaZe is
we need
weird. But
we need Harry to come in, because Harry always has good terms for these type of players. He's like, oh, he's a extremities player.
that's because Harry actually knows what's going on.
Yeah, but he also like tries to coin new terms, and I usually kind of fuck with him. Like he talks about extremities players and like passive lurkers and active lurkers and fucking stars and like how and like second in the pack players and stuff. So, oh yeah, this all makes sense to me.
All right, we have one more bit that I want to talk about, which is a tweet that our ReTLDR account sent out this week.
Oh god.
Famed tank top wearer Freakazoid was on stream watching the Complexity Strife match with his brother Cooper. I think it's brother. Cooper was streaming, and I don't know how the topic came up, but Freakazoid made a statement. He's talking about Shroud versus Simple, and that Shroud has multi-kill potential, while Simple does not, making Shroud a better player than Simple.
Well, what he said was if multiple people peek him at the same time, he thinks there's more chance the Shroud is going to kill like all of them than there is Simple.
Okay.
Which isn't a situation that occurs very often, so it's not particularly useful. And B, I'm not even sure is true.
I don't think it's true either.
But my real problem with this is, well. So in his response to us, he called us left wing, which is odd. I mean, I don't think it's particularly left wing to suggest Simple might be better than Shroud, but that's fine. I'm not particularly left wing for what it's worth. The TLDR as an organization, you could probably argue is, but I'm not. But also, he's like, oh, that's out of context. Go watch the whole clip. So do you know what we did? We went back. We watched the whole clip. The context makes no fucking difference. I hate it when people say, oh, that's out of context. Just watch the whole thing. And then you watch it and the context doesn't fucking change. If it's out of context, tell me what the fucking context is. You control the context. It doesn't fucking change on the point you're making.
So shout out to our social.
You said it.
Shout out to the social team for like actually being the goats this weekend.
Did he watch the clip? Does he know what he said? Bro, you said it. Like, it's fine. Just laugh it off. Like it's okay. I've said some incredibly stupid shit on the internet before. I've said some incredibly dumb shit. You know what I do? I either double down and pretend what I said is true, or I just laugh at it. Yeah. Do you know what I said Zaiwu was a fraud? He is. And what?
No, I think the best one was no problem, bro. I'm sure you're enjoying your virgin lifestyle being a memer.
I just like what it's just the fucking social media guys. That's the fucking point of social media.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it because A, I thought it would be hilarious if you're talking about it, and B, that just
it's oh yeah, it's out of context. Okay, what's the context?
I swear to God, it was the biggest thing that happened this weekend. That's how dead this last weekend was.
I think his brother's been like joking around about it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, no,
Cooper's quite funny about it. We just got pressed for something like I just did about a minute ago, I guess.
No, Cooper's been everywhere about it. It's been fantastic. He's been memeing about it. I wish, yeah. I think that though is going to be it for today. Nothing. I did our general Twitter check of make sure nothing breaks quickly in the world of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So we are. Everything seems to be good. So we are going to be back again next week. We'll have Blast Fall winners. Next week will be a quick episode because we'll have winners for Blast Fall or Blast Premier Grand Final. Literally, this tournament is so stupidly named. Whatever this tournament is. We'll be back next week for a quick recap. We probably won't do it on Wednesday. We'll probably get it done early in the week. And then we're going to be on break for a couple weeks because we'll be doing Christmas break. And I have to travel to like Michigan and shit. And we'll have New Year's. And so we'll come back when we come back. We'll make sure Twitter gets shown when we are coming back. But for the time being, we'll be back next week, and then we will be gone for a bit. So until that point, you can find us on Twitter at RetailDR, at Logan Raven, at AZEsk. See you all next week.